Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Fireside chat. Today is November 11th, 2022, and I have some very special guests with me today and an incredibly important topic. Of all the topics on planet Earth, I consider this topic one of the very top priorities of everything we can be talking about and doing in regards to solutions to what's going on this planet. So I want to welcome Leisha and Nicholas with me here today. Thank you for taking the time to come do a little chat with me here on Zoom recording so that we can get this out to as many people as possible. How are you both doing today?
Great.
Thank you.
And you look like you're in a beautiful setting there with the background of the mountains and the flowers and your outside oven cooker. Look like you're sitting in paradise, which I know you are because I've been there. So anyways, our topic and what you guys have been spending a lot of your time on the last couple of years, I know because I've been out to your farm, is soil regeneration. We have a planet that is depleted of its minerals and its microbes. And I think you've been studying with Dr. Elaine for 2 or 3 years now. I'm not sure. I'm going to ask you for an overview for you to give us the rundown here, but what I want the listenership to hear right now is a lot of the stuff we've been doing in farming has actually been hurting the microbes in the soil and even the organic, a lot of the organic teachings, and causing us a lot of problems. And you guys have discovered, Dr. Lane has discovered, and now you're a student and promoting and propagating this, hopefully as a center for here in Vilcabamba and maybe all of Ecuador, to educate us on this and get our soil microbes back so that the minerals can be transformed into usable materials that the plants can uptake to be more healthy and give us more minerals. And when we get with the food and the plants. So I mean, I'm just kind of new to this. I just gave a little overview. I don't know if I said everything correctly, but I'm really excited about this because I sense with so many health problems we all have now, if we talk about solutions and root cause, this could be one of the most foundational, transformational topics we could be working on here on planet Earth. So thank you for coming. I hand it over to you to give us an overview and wherever you want to go with this.
Thank you, Daren. Yeah. Nick and I are both students. I'm almost finished. Nick's moving along very fast with Dr. Elaine Ingham at the soilfoodweb.com. And for both of us, it's very humbling because even organic is not enough. It's the same approach with natural ingredients. So you're still at war with the microbes, trying to fight the pathogens. You're still forcing and lording over pH and minerals. And there's enough minerals in a grain of sand for an acre of corn. It's just not available. And what makes it available is this soil food web. So it's the bacteria and the fungi and the nematodes and the flagellates and the amoebas. And the only way we can see them being there is with a microscope. That's the only way we know that the good guys are home. When the good guys are home, you've got less weeds, you've got less soil erosion because they create these little castles that hold the soil together. They hold the water in the soil, there's less watering, there's no inputs, because those little guys are doing their thing and feeding the plant. The nutrition and nutrient recycling happens. And this is, for me as a healthcare practitioner and what I see in the live blood work I do, it is the root cause, I think, for all disease, because even organic, we're not getting nutrition. And I believe that all of us, I mean, I remember as a little girl eating a tomato from grandma's garden, and I've been chasing that taste my entire life. We do not know what nutritious food tastes like. And so this is a foundation of human health, is bringing this back, bringing the medicines and the nutrients back to our plants that feed us. I mean, we're all connected. And we affectionately call them the little good guys. And when you increase them, the bad guys go away. They don't want to live in an aerobic environment. And the bad guys love an anaerobic environment. Kind of makes you wonder why they put masks on us, eh?
Yeah, I'm Nicholas. I'm from Quebec, Montreal, and I studied conventional agricultural management, where the solution to everything is something that you sell. So you end up being more of a salesman than anything else, and it really gives you a different perspective because farmers are paid on weight. So if your tomatoes are full of water, it's great. They're not paid on how much those tomatoes are actually nutritious, and it gives you an idea of the incentives that leads our industry and that we follow, trying to wonder why we're all so sick, where the fact that our plants aren't healthy to start with, because you need, we pump them full of nutrients, which is essentially like steroids for bodybuilders, and then suddenly they get their health is completely out of balance, and we try to compensate with some poisons and killing everything else. And then how can we hope to be healthy from eating a plant that is not healthy? Our definition of a healthy plant is something that looks green. I think, we can push it a lot farther, and a lot of um, the type of disease that we get nowadays are related to nutritional deficiencies. And so, because a lot of times those it doesn't matter if they're organic's better than conventional. There's still a lot of work to be done. You can have a plant that looks amazing, but still have very low levels of some of the essential nutrients like copper, or manganese or iron or whatever else your body needs. And if you look at statistics from the average American or average person in general, all our food, we're all deficient in many nutrients, and the government tries to put those nutrients in our food, and it still doesn't fix the problem because we need to eat them from a natural source. Yeah.
Great points, Nicholas and Leisha. You're on a roll. You want to keep anything else, or?
Well, can we talk about our project?
Yeah, let me just introduce that, and that is one of the purposes for doing this video. All of our listeners out there is they have now kind of, I would say, perfected a micro version of producing these microbes and this soil fertilization, but they want to take it to a larger scale. So when we scale up, that needs funding. So I'd like Leisha to go ahead and give us an overview of the project, of the scaling up process, and how this is going to benefit the whole valley here, and maybe even beyond this valley, and what the financial needs are. So yes, please, it's all you.
So yes, we are already in production, mass production of the microbe-rich compost. We're training locals currently. We're training locals both in the science of this creation, because it's not normal or organic abono compost. It's very special. And we're training the locals right now so they can be leaders. And about 2 years ago, I had an idea that mimics the way that the soil food web works, because everything relies on everything else and revolves around it. So we created this business plan, and the credit goes to the rest of the Soil Squad team. There's a number of people here: Tara, Ian, Tamar, Jiminy. We're all working on this project. So we've created these pods where everything revolves around the microbe, and the pods are transforming lands in this area, both for restoration, to save the sacred sites, and to get the microbe nutrition back into the plants. And then we would buy their produce or their plants for an essential oil pod. For a market garden cooperative, we will create a market garden tienda store with gourmet products, all from the microbes. We're going to create a restaurant that's similar to Cafe Gratitude, where the experience of the microbes is right up front, but you're eating them in your foods. And we want an education center. We want to help people in apprenticeships. The work we do is not patented or trademarked. It can be replicated and duplicated, and there's no competition. Our goal is to educate everybody and have everybody knowing what this process is. So we want to open up a tourism center, so families can come for a 2-week vacation and eat the microbes, make the microbes, see the microbes, experience the microbes. And then There's also a real estate pod that is there to protect the sacred lands locally, to preserve them. And then we have it's a microscope consulting pod. Actually, the pods are growing. We've just been approached by a group of young ladies with children, and they want to actually do a school for kids that revolves around the microbes as well. And so we're open to expanding, but everything needs to be revolving around these microbes. We have found the site that's perfect for this. It's very local to us. It's just around the corner. It was an old dormitory site that housed the workers, the highway workers, when they built this highway. Daren, you'll remember this was a dirt road 7 years ago. So this is the main north-south highway that connects us to Peru and to northern Ecuador. And this is the dormitory that housed those workers. And we've had our eye on it for a long time, dreaming about it, envisioning it, seeing the bigger picture. And we recently discovered that it's possibly going to turn into a gas station. So this kicked us into action, and it's kind of perfect because the property itself is actually contaminated. They used it to restore the vehicles and the trucks and change oil, and they had a gas tank there. So we can go in and transform this property and as our first project, and then rebuild everything. The purchase price for the property is 110. We have costed out deeply. We've gone into real details, $109.50 for renovations. And then we need 72 to give birth to all of these pods, and kind of bring them to life.
You said $109 and $109,000.
But $109.50 per square meter for renovation.
Yeah.
Oh, per square meter. Okay.
To renovate this particular building,
Which is about a bit more than $100,000 because the property is about 1,000 square meters.
2005.
Alicia, if you think it would be helpful, I have this budget you emailed me ready to share on the screen.
Yeah.
Would you like me to put that up so that people can see it while you're talking?
Well, if anybody's interested, they can contact me, and I mean, we'll share anything. Yeah, we'll share our business plan. We'll share our costing sheets, our projections. Nick is actually excellent at projecting.
Good old business management.
Yeah.
Do you see I'm sharing screen now with your
Yep.
Okay, so people can see this, but they can still see your video in the corner. So these are the projects you were outlining, in the email you sent me. Large micro garden and greenhouse consultancy program, market store.
Yeah.
So people could pause this and look at this.
Yeah.
The business plan basically revolves around making the compost, which we're doing now, doing consultancy so we can help people regenerate their lands, having people produce high quality products that we can then bring back, transform, help them help the locals that work with us add value to their products so they can make a better living rather than be growing sugarcane and using glyphosate and all sorts of horrible stuff. And then building on from there to bringing people in, educating. And this property is an amazing opportunity. It offers everything that to house all those different projects. It would bring everybody together. There would be so many opportunities that could grow from there. But the thing is that if the gas company gets it, well, it's just going to be another gas station, and there's plenty of those. There's not enough microbe centers, but there's plenty of gas stations.
And it's also part of this is, like we're raising the microbe good guys. We anticipate we'll be hiring over 40 people, 10 of which will be leaders. And each of these pod leaders will run independently. So it's like they're running their own little business under the umbrella. And we have designed this profit sharing where it's a third. Third goes to internal investment in the company, so we can thrive and survive, and we can invest in the pods to make them better. A third goes to employee profit sharing based upon hours worked. So potentially there's an extra, what do we, every quarter, an extra
month of wage,
an extra month of wage if our projections are correct. And a third goes to converting lands around here, whether sacred lands or local lands, of people who can't afford our service. So we would regenerate them. But when we regenerate them with a plan. We're not just giving charity. So we will say, we want you to grow essential oils for our essential oil pod. So we'll help you regenerate. It's your project. We'll teach you. We'll buy your produce, your plants, and we will transform it again into the essential oil pod. And then we'll have an essential oil line that will kind of be connected to the health spa, et cetera. So, I mean, everything, we have an internal structure that's very similar to the way that the microbes work. So, I mean, we could potentially be the biggest employer in this area. And our goal is to empower people, not profits. Yeah, I mean, we all need to make money, but our goal is to raise up leaders.
Yeah. So one of the idea with this fundraiser is that we can have a corporation that's funded with generosity, so there's no need to have shareholders that will need to pull the profits out. So all the money that gets put in will basically create this model of generosity that will allow that value of money to be given back to the employees, to the land, and to growing the movement, instead of going in people's pockets, which is not, it's not a bad thing. It's just not the goal here. We believe that, regenerating more land is of crucial importance, especially given where we're at. I was heartbroken when I came here to Ecuador, seeing that all the mountains here are just pastures that get burnt every year, where this country has the potential to be producing every single plant that can grow on this planet, and yet we got hills that burn every year with cows on them. Like, for me, it's just heartbreaking. It's just,
For most of us.
I'm going to share screen again because there's several videos and stuff. Maybe you want to point out to our readership here. I don't know if you can see the screen, but it says how to support. Do you want to cover this? Any of this?
Yeah, so we have created 2 fundraisers. One's on giveth.io, which I think is number 4 there.
Yep.
That is created by Griff Green. Griff Green, he came here when he was 18, about 10 years ago. An amazing young man. He's purchased property locally. Nick's actually gone in and regenerated that property, sprayed it with the microbes. That is a crypto site. And then we're on fundraiser.com, which is number 3. That explains who we are too. If you go into the tabs, it's in Spanish. It explains who we are, what our project is. And we're also on our website. Now on our personal website, is that in there? Yeah,
yes, right here.
Yeah, and we do have a page for the fundraiser. It's password protected. It's simply Save the Soil, capitals on STS. And we're open to, we are open to talking to investors. For example, someone might come in and say they want to invest in land. They could invest in this land, have it in their name, and have a life lease contract with us, so we can use it for this project. Anything else there, Nick?
If they wanted to reach out to you for more business plan conversation, I highlighted your WhatsApp number and your email there,
Yes,
right?
thank you.
there's definitely more personal, in-depth, case per case situations. Maybe somebody wants to be able to own a visa or whatever else. There's so much to be said. We've covered the science about this, but it's essentially just bring back to what it should be, instead of having everything be, they're going into big ag that just siphons everything. Big ag and big pharma just pulling everything. And like, I studied conventional ag, and for me, it's just like it just didn't make sense. And I think these microbes, they just make sense, and if you look into microbiome research, like people just getting the microbes back in their gut, just the ones they're missing in their gut, makes some symptoms of Alzheimer's and autism, and they actually improve, which to me is completely mind-boggling to just have something so simple be so life-changing.
You know, you bring up the microbes in the gut. In my own research on health, that is the foundation for human health. Healthy gut usually have a healthy person. Dirty gut usually have a sickly person. So, I mean, this microbe thing is not just a soil thing. It's the basis for us human beings in our own bodies too. So, I mean, the principle is very clear. I actually heard something once. I'm curious to know if this is true, but somebody told me if we had an extinction level event. Let me turn the share off for a moment so we can see the video. But they said, and everything was, all the animals and all the foliage was destroyed, nuclear bombs or an EMP from the sun or something. But the microbes were left. They said the microbes have the ability to turn the inorganic, the mineral, into organic. So whatever there can take it and use it and start to rebuild everything. I was like, whoa. If that's true, that's a game changer. I'm curious to what your thoughts are, if there's any truth in
Daren,
that.
you have to think about the germ theory, and it is a theory that we've all been inoculated with, and it's done a lot of damage because we're afraid of the microbes. Everybody talks about detoxing. Every time you detox, whether it's with pharmaceutical or natural, like a wormwood, a black walnut, guess what? You're wiping out the bad guys and the good. And the more that we get depleted, the more that we're vulnerable to more pathogenic or parasite infection. We have to start fortifying. We have to start re-inoculating. The three of us here right now and everybody watching this maybe has between 700 and 800 different types of colony bacteria in their human garden, their microbiome. People who are land-based, who are picking right from the ground, right from the soils, right from nature, and eating it without refrigeration and sterilization, they have about 200,000. They're healthier. You know, this is the terrain theory. It's saying that the microbes matter. In fact, we're more microbe DNA than we are human DNA. I mean, we're just an appendage of the microbes. Yeah.
We're just a big
It's kind of humbling when you we get a handle on how important the little guys are.
Yeah, exactly.
That we can't see and we kind of forgot about, and we're not taking care of them and honoring them and giving them what they need to do their job, right?
And there was a guy a long time ago who actually kind of gave us these be happy attitudes, and they all swarm around. Take care of the little guy.
Right.
Look after the little guys. Yeah.
And everything on top of them benefits.
Yeah.
Which is all of creation. I'm going to share screen again. I'd like to, I will go into closing comments here, but there's an upcoming workshop for those people out there who are interested to learn more and have a presentation from you guys and to dive down deeper into this because they're serious about this and they want to learn more. There's an upcoming workshop coming up at Madre Tierra. I'm going to put it up on the screen for you guys to comment on so we can invite people to come participate. So go ahead. I'll scroll down if you want to comment on this.
Yes, so we're working with Madre Tierra to present this workshop. The 2 days, our intention is to share with farmers and gardeners and people who are working the soils actually how to make these composts. It's not the traditional organic compost making. This is very different. So we'll be teaching people about the science, as well as showing them why the microscope is important. Who are the good guys? Are they home? How do we make sure that they flourish? As I said in the beginning of this, talking to you, Daren, it's not our intention is to share everything we know with anybody who's interested so they can work their property, and we want to help them. We're not holding any secrets. You know, this isn't a business idea where, oh, you can't figure this out. Our intention is just get these microbes out there. And part of that is educating people, you know, and the beautiful thing is we're hoping a lot of locals will come because they do love spraying. I mean, they've been, 2-3 generations spraying, and we spray with microbes. So for them, it's really exciting. They can still do the same thing, but with the microbes and have more of an impact and better.
Yeah, just spraying life instead of death. I think it's just the difference in paradigm shift is like, if you want your plants to be alive, just spray life on them instead of spraying death. Like glyphosate, which is a very common herbicide, is just a general, it kills everything. It kills bacteria, protozoas, it just kills everything. It leaves your soil bare. Yes, the weeds are gone, but then your soil has nothing left in it to give life to you.
Glyphosate chelates copper too, by the way.
That's
Yeah.
If you want to know all about glyphosate and how it's a problem, just come to the workshop. And
So, go ahead, Nicholas. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
yeah, we're gonna cover basics in soil science, present the good guys, present the bad guys, show some basic case studies.
We'll be making a pile.
Getting you guys to understand why it's important, how it works, and the nitty gritty of it. We're definitely going to be using our expertise that we've built here in Ecuador to help you guys be making better compost, because the compost it's not about the nutrition that's in the soils. Like if you imagine like the rates that are possible to use, it's just a sprinkle on the soil. It's not about the nutrition in the compost. It's about the life in the compost that gets in the soil, and then the plant that creates an interaction with the plants that then creates. So it's more an inoculum than actual nutrition, and that's one of the biggest paradigm changes with the compost that people buy.
Great explanation.
The compost I looked at here in Ecuador was completely dead.
Yeah, we've looked at a lot of compost and soils in our local area, and this isn't just particular to us here. It's all over the world, the students. The soils are dead. Even the pristine areas. We're losing the microbes, probably due to pollution and atmospheric toxins and pollutants and
runoffs and everything.
So back to the workshop here. It's November 24th and 25th, as stated here on our screen, and that's at Madre Tierra, and that's a Thursday and a Friday. Yeah. I looked up on the calendar. And what are the times for? The times aren't included here. For the times of the workshops, do you remember?
9. It will be 9 to 4. Lunches. Madre Tierra is supplying the lunch.
Oh, yeah. Wow, that's kind of cool. I should have put that in the in the flyer here. Okay, so it's 9 to 4 with lunch included. Okay, go ahead.
You do need to contact Phil at madretierra.events there, that Proton address, because he's hosting, we're presenting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Phil and Madre Tierra are hosting. You guys are the presenters, and if they're interested, they need to email at this email address to reserve their spot.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
And here's some pictures of you guys down here doing your work, your inoculations, so on and so forth. Anything else in here? There's a picture of the pile there.
Yeah, that's at our current production site, which is here in Masanamaca. We're actually making one windrow by hand every week, which is
a lot of compost.
It's a lot of compost. These 3 boys, there's 3 of those boys you see in the picture to the left there. They're locals that we're employing and teaching. They are friggin' amazing. Yep. They're learning a lot. They're becoming family. They're really excited about this. And most compost operations with this work, especially in the USA and Canada and Europe, they actually have big equipment. So there's a specialized compost turner and tractors with slow creeper speeds. We were donated, our project was donated with this equipment about 1.5 years ago, but we couldn't get it in because of COVID and the shipping and export and all the problems. So we're making ours by hand. This is a labor of love. We'll be making a hand pile at the workshop with everybody, but we're creating piles. These boys are busting their backs doing this.
They flip around 12,000 liters of material that's wet every time they flip the pile, and every pile needs to be flipped 3 to 5 times. Yeah. So I
3 to 5 times a day?
No. Over their life, which takes they take about 3 to 5 months to be ready, depending. Okay. And it's quite the workout. I've lost a lot of weight since I got here. Oh yeah.
Oh, this is so exciting. I'm so grateful you guys have taken this project on. I can really get a strong sense this is going to be a huge upgrade for everyone in this valley. And not everyone, everything, including the environment, all the plants, the animals, everybody's going to be giving you guys a big thank you when we get this out there. So thank you so much. Any closing comments before we call this a wrap from either of you? Words of inspiration or closing comments?
I'm sort of coming up with a little mantra, little mantras, which is the basis of our work, which is sort of philosophical. One is take care of the little guys, the little good guys, the bad guys go away. Number two, all good guys are aerobic. We love oxygen. All bad guys are anaerobic. They don't like oxygen. What are some of the other little things there's all these?
A little bit goes a long way.
Yeah.
Like this life it wants to spread. It just needs our help and everybody just to be mindful, because nature does its thing. And like we say we're destroying nature. We don't even need to heal the earth. You just got to stop destroying it. Yeah. Just doing nothing, it'll fix itself. And
we're mimicking her.
And so
this work mimics nature.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, if we do not get the funding now, we would love to. We really want to start this project, but we're not stopping.
Yeah.
I mean, this isn't the be all of our like, we're going to continue with this. We're forging ahead. We're open. I mean, I think everybody on the team feels this is sort of a life mission for us. And we've all come together to share this life. And we're actually, because we all live on this land here,
Yep.
We're sort of creating something new. We're not community, we're neighborhood. And we're working on a project together that's bigger than ourselves. So we're learning a lot and we're gaining a lot. And we're going to continue to do this regardless if we get the dollar or not. I mean, we're committed.
Yeah, if it's not there, it's going to be somewhere else.
Yep.
Nobody's going to stop the microbes.
Well, here's my little plug for the importance of this project to the viewership out there is with everybody understanding the current path of humanity, of self-destruction and extinction, basically, keeping it real short. It's projects like this that are a primary solution. And I don't know how much time we have left of freedom for money that works before the financial system collapses and geopolitical systems collapsing and war breaking out and stuff. So our listenership out there, getting this scaled up and going faster, bigger, is to everyone's advantage. So I hope that there are some people out there that we're touching the hearts on that will, if they do have some resources that they're looking to put in noble projects, in projects that are going to benefit as many as possible. I don't think you're going to find too many that can beat this one. And they want to purchase large tracts of land, one piece that's going to become a gas station, and scale this up so that this can go out to all of our local farms and stuff here. So really hope everybody will come to the workshop, learn more, think about this, or help us raise some money if you're good at funding, getting grants or anything like that. I'm sure all of that would be really, really helpful. So thank you everyone out there for listening. Thank you again, you two, for coming. I think this has been a great talk and gave everybody a really good overview. I'll turn it back to you for any closing comments one more time, and then we'll call it a wrap.
No, that's all we have to say. If you guys are curious and want to know more, you can contact us or come to the workshop where we're going to be going in depth on everything that we just touched. And I mean, we're hoping that this project's to be a lighthouse for people to gather and to light the way in a different paradigm. But it cannot, if it's not, it would be amazing if it's that one. If it's not that one, it's going to be another one. And it's going to be just as amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You're very committed.
It is a solution, right? This is rather than focusing on the problem, I do think this is a solution that benefits everyone.
That's a cool play on words. All right. Well, thank you again. Keep the big picture burning brightly. We'll see everyone soon, hopefully at the conference on November 24th and 25th at Madre Terra from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. with lunch included. And we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Many blessings. Okay. Bye-bye.